Alright, welcome back to the channel. Look who is back. The two Fairmonts. Yesterday, this one did a time of 1.293. This one is starting to act up. It did a 1.313. I both sanded the wheels on both of them. So today I'm going to run them again, see if they got any better. If you saw that previous video, you know this one is a custom. Has a fake rivet. This one, it's original, but I did sand the wheels. And this guy right here was sent in by Brandon over at Scale Racing Channel. He sent this with the cars I sent in for that last race he had. He also sent me a Datsun 510 and a Torino 1969 Torino Talladega, the blue color. If I'm not mistaken, this came out in the first year, 2008. The first one was red, and then it was blue the same year. This is nice because I do have another one which I've done a video on, trying to race it, but plastic base, they're not very good. I have another one in the blister. So thank you very much, Brandon, for that one. And I'm also gonna be racing the two Cameos here, 1 and 2. This one has sanded wheels. This one, it's all original. With this one, I don't know if it's gonna make a big difference. If you saw that one of my old videos about Johnny Lighting, they seemed like they really pressed on the hubs, and it kind of messed up the wheels. So even though I sand them down, they're not perfectly quiet. Now on these two, we have 1 and 2. 1 has sanded wheels, 2 does not. I don't remember the weight, but I'll put it up on the screen. I think this one is slightly heavier than this one. This green one over here, it's giving me problems. The difference between these two, according to the box, this is called a F250. Let me get the box. 2000, there it is, 2000 Ford F250 Super Cab is the correct name. This is the same. The only difference is that the gray one from that box has, you want to call them big wheels on the back, small or medium in the front. This one has medium all around. The problem with this one is the front axle. I did sand the wheels on this one. The front axle is not completely loose, so when it does shift to one side, because it's not completely loose, it does not want to go the other way. So if it does that in the middle of a race, that takes away a lot of the speed. But if it stays right in the middle, it competes against the gray one. So I guess I'll have to wait for that axle to wear down a little so it'll go back and forth freely and start giving me problems. So this car right here, let's talk about this one right here. All right, so the Matchbox Datsun 280 CX. You can see Brandon sanded the base. It's been pre-drilled. It's got the cool laser wheels. This car right now doesn't even make it down the track because you can see the axles are loose. The wheels rub on the body. But that's okay because I want to keep those wheels. So maybe in the future I can restore an original laser wheel car I do have the AMG Mercedes. I haven't done a whole lot to this. I've only ran it once. So I want to keep these wheels. Now, I don't know which wheels to use, but I want to make a custom out of this without adding any weight. These old casting do pretty good without any weight. Actually, my fastest car is a Johnny Lightning without any weight added to it. It's just a wheel swap. So right now, I'm debating whether I should use the wheels from this time machine, which sits number 8 in my cars, which I've already tested, and the wheels are in pretty good shape. It used to be number 4. I worked on some cars last night, and it dropped down to number 8. This is option 1. Option 2 might be wheels from the Claire Gunser that I stripped last year. But these wheels are chunky. They kind of look like the original wheels from a 300 CX. I don't know if you remember those. So I like that about it. Let me see if I could get the base here on the body. Nope, I can't get it. So I'm guessing this car had a metal here, metal band with a suspension. He sanded that down. Let me see if I could. There you go. So yeah, here it is. So those wheels actually, they look like a 300 CX. But since I don't want to add any weight, these Claire Gunser, the axle seems to be pretty thick, and that'll be nice if you're adding weight. So we have a point. Nope. We get that to 0.72. This is a modern ultra hot, which has a common axle size 0.81, 0.80, which is, check it out, it's thicker than the Claire Gunser. 0.75. Yeah, so the original Hot Wheels, the current Hot Wheels axle is actually thicker than the Claire Gunser. But I really want to do this car with the ultra hot wheels. This car, and the wheels from this one, I got it from this other Fairmont, which is not the metal flake one. The Murata Stalker uses the same, cars from the same era. The axle, this is from Silver Bullet, same 80s era. This axle is thinner. Look at that, 48, 46. This axle is kind of crooked, 48. So the gold hot ones and the silver ones, like these, they have the same axle size, and I think that axle size might work better because I don't want to add any weight. So I have to keep an eye on another one, buy another one of the Gold Hot ones just for the axles. So this is way too big. I want to have to modify the axle. So from a Fairmont, they might work without having to trim down the axle. So I have to hunt down a brand new Fairmont or an okay Fairmont for the wheels. Now this is a custom paint job. I think he painted it this color. If you didn't know, Matchbox did this casting for the Japanese market as a police car. It was white and black, and Tomica also did it. So I might strip the paint. I'm not gonna make the Japanese version of it, but I don't know why. I want to make this a police car, maybe from another country or maybe a state. What do you think? Maybe California. Maybe it was impounded and they're using it in the highway. I don't know. Make up a story. Let me know. What do you think? Should I make it a police car from one of the states? Maybe Florida. What do you think? All right, let's go over to the track. All right, the white Fairmont. Let's see how it does. 1291. It improved by 12,000. Not very impressive. All right, lane swap. Let's see how it does. 1320 in this lane. Before it did it 1327. In this lane it improved by 7,000. But I think I starting to understand what is the problem with these Fairmonts. Let me run the other one, see how it does. All right, metal flake for Fairmont. Let's see how it does. Swimming, but much better time, 1287. All right, lane swap. As you can see, this car improved 26 thousandths. And I'm starting to get the idea why they misbehave and they're not very consistent. I have a theory. We're going to talk about that pretty soon. 1295. So on that other lane, it improved 20 thousandths. But here is what I think is happening. Remember, these wheels came from this other Fairmont, which is also made in Hong Kong. But apparently the metal flake one, the biggest difference is the length of the axle. So the axle is glued down. The axle cannot move left or right. It was glued down that center, but look how much play it has on each side, right? This one, the axle moves, see? So the car, while it's racing, it'll go to less resistance. That's what I'm thinking. So the axle will actually float and move to where it doesn't have a lot of resistance. Also, I believe that axle might be slightly shorter than the other one. And I think that's why the metal flake one usually tends to be the fastest car. So that means if I want to get a good wheels for that Nissan, the 280, I'm gonna have to buy another metal flake Fairmont. You can see they're both pretty smooth and quiet. That is the biggest difference. That's okay. This one is just gonna sit pretty in the collection and join my other Fairmonts. So let's continue with the race. All right, let's run the 55 Cameo. The one with the sanded wheel is on the left, lane 1. Let's see how they do. Sanded 1, but not by a whole lot, only 2,000. Let's swap lanes. All right, sanded wheels is on the right, lane 2 now. Let's go. So look at that. Look at that. So the one with the original wheels, let me just make sure here. Yep, it's got the 2 right there. It won by 4 thousandths. Let's swap lanes again and see what happens. All right, so they both got better times, but sanded wheels is now back on the left lane. Let's see what happens. Unsanded. Look at the time difference. So with this model, sanding the wheels actually made it worse. Go figure. Let's try out the other one. All right, we're trying out the gray F250, sanded wheels on the left. Let's see how it does. Sanded, 1286 to 1292. All right, lane swap. Sanded wheels is now on the right. Let's go. Look at that. Unsanded. Beat the sanded wheels by 1,000. Let's do another lane swap. Lane swap again. Sanded is on the left. Let's go. Oh, look at that. All right, sanded wheels is back on the left lane. Let's see how it does. Beat it, but not by, oh, that was a good race. I'm telling you, this truck is really fast. So 1279, 1281. I'm guessing the left lane for this truck, don't matter if it's sanded or not, likes the left lane. But 1281 is a pretty fast time. This makes this truck my fastest stock car right now. 1279. But this other one could go, you know, toe to toe with it. It depends on which way the wind is blowing. Let's try out the green one. All right, got the green sanded wheels on the left solo run. Let's see how it does. 1298. Look at that. All right, now lane on the right lane, lane 2. Let's go. 1311. That's horrible. So you can see this one. It's not very consistent. I'm gonna have to move that front axle back and forth a bunch of times, see if it loosen up. I have not removed the hubs of this one. That's another thing. So maybe that's in the near future. Let's go back to the table. All right, so there you have it. So the question is, does sanding the wheel make the car faster? Slightly, yes. Not with the Cameo though. I did not remove the hubs on any of them. Like I said at the beginning, the number 1, it seems like the hubs were pushed in and it really messed up the wheels. So it could be just this one. This one ran a pretty good time, but still nowhere near top of the line racing. Nowhere near the gray ones though. So that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about the axle length theory on the Fairmont. I'll be reading the comments. Thank you for watching. Peace out.